Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back. It is time for another Starcraft 2 bot match. We are going to be having ourselves a match between two bots that'll be playing against each other. We've actually got ourselves a TVT for this bot match. And I think this is one of the better known bots. It's MicroMachine in the bottom right, with his very funny chat log there. If we pull up the start, greetings, long UUID, I guess. My rudimentary database is telling me that I've won 99% of our encounters. Prepare to be crushed. And then ANIBot says, well, I've got a 1% chance. I'll take those odds. So, we've got a TVT being played between two bots. I've seen MicroMachine play before, but I can't quite remember exactly how it plays. This game, it's actually going for a dirty old proxy to start things off, whereas ANIBot is seemingly just going for a more normal build. Sending out an SCV to look around all the way to MicroMachine's base. We'll scout that it's a proxy, but this is actually looking like it might be more than just a Reaper proxy by MicroMachine. As, yeah, take a look. There's a second gas on the way with this, and just a single barracks. So that usually indicates that you're going to build a factory right after it. So this is a full-blown proxy by MicroMachine on the map Dathora. And yeah, this one could be getting started real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, before this game really does get popping though, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button on this match. We'll take a look. We see ANIBot's going to scout up the ramp of MicroMachine. There's a bunker being built by MicroMachine. He's going to be doing that gas mining trick, I think, with that, which is really cool. There's currently a Reaper on the way for ANIBot, whereas there's a single Marine out, or a Reaper on the way for MicroMachine, whereas there's a single Marine out for ANIBot. So ANIBot could be in trouble, and okay, MicroMachine just tapped out. I think MicroMachine crashed there, guys. I think MicroMachine crashed. Yeah. I think the AI did crash itself. And in these tournaments, it's actually a thing that if the bot crashes as you program, you'll lose the game. And that's what we had happen in this game, so we're never going to get to see what happened with this proxy. I thought this replay looked a little short, but yeah, ANIBot actually gets the win because MicroMachine basically crashed, and crashing is how you lose one of these. I'll load into the next game, which shouldn't be a crash. These crashes do happen in tournaments, but it's pretty rare. Either that or for some reason, the MicroMachine programmer was like, yeah, yeah, let's go just make his GG on these conditions. But I'm pretty sure it says the bunker finished up. It appears that there was, I don't know, some line of code or something about issuing the SCV's commands maybe that actually crashed this bot, which is kind of interesting. Because I did notice that the bunker was placed a little bit differently than we've seen in the past for that long distance, for that quick bunker gas mining. So yeah, I'll just load right on into the next game, and we'll jump into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are into the next game. Yeah, we're just jumping right on into it. I apologize that there was a crash there, but I did decide to do these guys as a series, and it turns out that there can be a crash. If you caught that chat there from MicroMachine, MicroMachine showing us the stats of its builds, I think. And Proxy Cyclone seems to be the most likely one. So it's done that one the most, and then we've got an SCV coming out for MicroMachine. Gonna be going for that proxy like it did in the last game, but hopefully it doesn't crash this game, so we'll keep an eye on it building up a bunker. The programmer's definitely gonna have to look at that. I imagine they've already analyzed it, assuming they're putting in the work. But it might have been because of the map there, if you think about it. Doing like the fast gas mining trick with the bunker, it might have bugged out because the two gases were right next to each other, and the bot wanted to build a bunker between the two or something, as opposed to on a map like Eternal Empire, the bot's going to build two separate bunkers for doing that gas trick. So that could explain where that issue came from. And now let's take a look here. We've got ANIBot just going for Ghosts, actually, as the strategy that it picked. So that's going to be interesting. Meanwhile, a Reaper's on the way for MicroMachine. So opening up as it did once before. However, of course, hopefully not going to end in a crash. We've actually got an extra barracks on the way for ANIBot. ANIBot has scouted out the main base of MicroMachine, thinking that, okay, maybe this is going to be Proxy Reaper or something. So adding on an extra barracks, in what I can only imagine, is the reason, as a result of that proxy scout. Now let's take a look at reactors on the way for ANIBot. ANIBot says no barracks. What are you up to? Ah, these programmers are funny. So we'll see if I doubt MicroMachine has a response to that one. But now we take a look. The Reaper's coming in for MicroMachine. ANIBot has got to deal with this. The Reaper for MicroMachine does get microed away a little bit defensively. MicroMachine says cancel offensive, which I'm guessing is robot for run away. The Reaper of MicroMachine does find ANIBot's STV, but doesn't kill it. Turns around, I think, wanting to grab it now. God, these bots are so darn interesting. MicroMachine says cancel offensive, relaunch offensive, as the Reaper's trying to decide what the best move is to do. And you guys may be like, why is this Reaper derping out so much? The answer is because the Reaper's just main goal is not to die. And doing so involves constantly moving, which sometimes does make it not take like the most efficient trades, but I mean, of course it's a bot, so it's not like it can see the bigger picture. This is just programmed behavior that's the most efficient that the programmer could think of. Now the Reaper comes in for MicroMachine once again, actually kills off that STV, delays the factory of ANIBot. ANIBot, however, does get another drone on that right away. We see the Reaper actually cancels that factory once again. The other Reapers being microed very, very well. So the micro behavior of MicroMachine is making ANIBot run around. Maybe going to be able to grab an STV or two, another STV or two. Looks like that Reaper actually does make it out. Now the Cyclone's shown up for MicroMachine, floating that bad boy up the ramp. The barracks is there, so the Cyclone can get lock-ons onto units. The Reaper as well is out, but it's being followed up by a cloak play from MicroMachine, whereas ANIBot is not showing as any of those ghosts for that ghost build that it allegedly picked. The Cyclones can repair this. We see the barracks being microed endlessly. The Cyclone is locking onto individual Marines, which is a rather slow process. There's Widow Mines out for ANIBot too. The barracks is being worked on by MicroMachine, or by ANIBot. We take a look here. The Marines, yeah, they're doing what they can to chew the barracks away. Eventually it will burn down, so these Cyclones won't be able to bully. But oh, miss micro on the Cyclone there from MicroMachine. Does mean that ANIBot can now break this ramp, kill off that barracks, and that could cause problems for MicroMachine. Not going to be able to add on any more factories or anything like that with a dead barrack. So MicroMachine is sending in another Cyclone, maybe try and save this. Looks like the Cyclone is coming in. However, the Rax is already burning, so we'll see if MicroMachine knows to repair it or not. I get the feeling the answer to that is going to be a no. Let's take a look here. The Marines for ANIBot are now pushing out, but the Cyclone behavior is constantly being pulled back by MicroMachine. MicroMachine, a very non-confrontational bot, it seems. And MicroMachine does have the lead in this game, however. If we take a look, the natural base has been established. There's Cloak on the way for a Banshee follow-up. That Banshee is now being rallied across the map. Cloak's already done, actually. And we'll see if ANIBot's going to have a response to this or not, but I think the answer is going to be, or not, as there's a couple of Widow Mines, there's a few Marines. MicroMachine loses the barracks, and that seems to trigger a retreat. However, now if we take a look, the Banshee's going to fly on in for MicroMachine. This is going to cause a lot of trouble for ANIBot, seeing as how the Banshee just cloaked. ANIBot says hidden units detected. MicroMachine says I guess they should prepare against cloaked or burrowed units. I mean, MicroMachine doesn't really have to do that. Or maybe seeing the Widow Mines is what it said. MicroMachine is going for air. Your fleet will not be a match for mine, as ANIBot's floating over one starport. And it seems the answer is yeah. The fleet is no match, as this Banshee is completely uncontested. And it seems that ANIBot has not been programmed to properly deal with Banshees. There is indeed another orbital on the way. Potentially a Raven could be built too by ANIBot. Okay, so that is the behavior. However, the problem is there's now going to be two Banshees out. Those Widow Mines could potentially hit the Banshees if there's a scan, but a lot of units are going to die in the process. The Banshees are being microed endlessly. Kind of like the AI in the campaign might micro the Banshees or something. Looks like one of the Banshees does finish up, but seems they know to avoid the Widow Mine. And yes, they do, so those mines gotta be careful, and this is just bad news for ANIBot. MicroMachine is just rolling here. Widow Mine does hit a Banshee. ANIBot says you wouldn't shoot an unarmed mine, would you, as the mine fires? Yeah. Alright, the Raven is out for ANIBot. But ANIBot's still having a really tough go of it. And I think that this one's going to be a victory for MicroMachine. I look at MicroMachine going into double starport behind this, interestingly enough, the third command center on location. Magfield Accelerator still being made. Looks like MicroMachine is the superior bot, assuming that it doesn't crash again. But yeah, ANIBot losing everything. GG gets called. All the SCVs are dead pretty much. ANIBot. Several air units detected. Says GG, then several air units detected. So the AI knows that it's dead, and it's gonna push out, giving it the good old college try. There are Marauders, however, they don't have concussive shell to tag these Cyclones, so the Cyclones are just gonna wreck the Marauders. The tank does get set up, but a lot of the Cyclones are gonna kill the Marauders. MicroMachine, cancel relaunch offensive. I think that we'll speed this one up a bit as we wait for the inevitable end. Sometimes it does take the bots a second to actually go finish things, but yeah, MicroMachine does have this one. The one Viking shooting away on that orbital command will kill it off. All the buildings of the AI bot will be killed off. And looks like you lost your main base. Time to concede. MicroMachine with the BM, but does tie up the series. So we'll jump into the next game between these two AI, and we'll see if it's going to be any different, if it'll be more similar, how ANIBot is going to be able to deal with MicroMachine not actually crashing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are into the next game. MicroMachine once again telling us the strategy, and it is indeed proxy Cyclones. ANIBot once again. I still have a 1% chance. Yeah, MicroMachine does seem to be the more confident bot, and without the buggy gas mining, which I totally forgot to check in that last game, by the way. So hopefully we'll see that in this game. Yeah, MicroMachine gonna be doing the similar proxy once again, opened with the Reaper, and it does make sense that these bots do tend to do similar strategies. I know that the Alpha Star agents seemingly had more variation, but keep in mind these are just specific agents that the players I guess the competitors program as they enter their bots into the tournament of pro bots. And yeah, I mean, it's very interesting to think about the meta. Like, some bots will just absolutely crush others. Those bots will then, the programmer will be like, well, how do I stop that? I guess I could do this, but that's like a ton of programming work. And they actually have to think about that. So I guess the best idea is just to design the best bot overall, make it almost unstoppable. And there are very good bots like MicroMachine that do quite a good job of controlling their units, and they're just going to get more and more refined as we've already seen. And on top of that, there's another bot, the main one that catches my eye, which I think is going to be one of the more revolutionary bots, is the Ketrock bot. For those of you that don't know, Ketrock is basically the ultimate turtle of Starcraft 2. He's a guy who just makes ravens, and he programmed a bot to do just that too. So Ketrock, with his very dirty cheese, or with his very dirty turtley builds, is in the tournament. And building a bot that can beat someone in the late game, that's not easy to do, because most of these bots aren't designed to be efficient like that, whereas that's all Ketrock bot does. It basically just plays the waiting game to win the game. And so specific snipes or things like that are going to be required. We see the Reaper engaging a Marine, well done by MicroMachine, able to pick that off. ANIBot does have another Marine out, not another one on the way though. So ANIBot could be a little bit vulnerable. ANIBot, only with 15 SCVs, interestingly enough. That's actually a very low worker count for this stage of the game. Has ANIBot like cut SCVs or something? That seems really, really bizarre. 15 SCVs, like, This AI must have cut production somewhere. Anyway, we take a look at MicroMachine. There isn't any bunkers doing the mining thing. I don't think they did that in the last game either, I want to say. Or I'd probably have noticed it. But, yeah, we take a look at starports now on the way from MicroMachines to the proxy cyclone. Once again, going for a very similar build, and ANIBot is just not really doing too much. I mean, the Reaper of MicroMachine, now Reapers, are going to be in the main base of ANIBot. ANIBot is just turning out one Marine after another. Factory is now on the way, but that's a very delayed factory, so not the best build as far as micro goes for ANIBot, and or as far as economics go. Like, this seems like such a low SCV count, yet there hasn't been a single one that died. The Reaper of MicroMachine is now working to pick off these SCVs, so the SCV count's just going to get lower. There's going to be a cyclone showing up, so those depots will be in trouble. The natural base will actually be in trouble first. And ANIBot's got to react to this. SCVs are derping out a little bit on the high ground, being easy pickings for the cyclone due to the Reaper. The factory's on the way now. Another barracks is on the way, but I think MicroMachine has got this one. Pretty much no questions asked. Just gonna MicroMachine ANIBot to death, and I think we like fully know that that ANIBot's gonna be dead here. But the main thing that I wanted to check out was like, why did this bot was this bot not constantly building SCVs? It seems that the answer to that is absolutely not. The bot actually saved up, just basically stopped building SCVs, so went for a very odd economic play. As, yeah, there's a lot of time on this production tab, which SCVs were not being made. So the command center is quick, yes, but the SCV count was low. And there's a reason why players don't go for that kind of build. But interesting way to program that. I wonder why the programmer decided to enter it like that. But, yeah, we pretty much do just see that MicroMachine will indeed end up killing off ANIBot as more cyclones, more units show up. ANIBot GG's. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button if you've enjoyed this match. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. I'll probably add a section to talk about ProBots right under the Alpha Star. So we got kind of the bot Discord going on, and yeah, consider becoming a member if you do want to support the channel. Subscribe if you have not. A tank pops out for ANIBot at the end. That doesn't help with the Banshee that's out, and this bot does need to GG. Gonna hang out for another minute, giving it the good old college try. Says I can land. No, I can't land. Run away. As buildings are slowly being killed off, MicroMachine starts sending units all over the place, and GG gets called. MicroMachine, despite having that crash in game number 1, is able to win the best of 3, 2-1. Well played by MicroMachine. Thanks so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. My name is LaughNgamez. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.